Hey there, this is David Pollon of Bear Creek Interactive, and welcome to another session of the Tuesday Morning U Club. So today on the agenda, we're going to work through the 1970 folk classic by Yusuf Islam, Cat Stevens, called Moonshadow. All right, but before we get into playing Moonshadow, we are going to do our stretching and make sure we're all tuned up. And then we're going to do a bit of a simple chord review, especially the D minor chord and the C add 4 chord, which are used in this arrangement. And you can find the arrangement on ukesociety.com. I made an arrangement for the song, and it's up on their song archive. But I'll show the song sheet while we're doing our class today. All right, let's do a quick stretch. Let's take our thumbs and bring together, touch, index finger, stretch out, middle finger, stretch out, ring finger, stretch out, pinky, stretch out, pinky again, stretch out, ring finger, stretch out, middle finger, stretch out, index finger, stretch out, pull a little bit. Let's just pull a little bit on our hand, not so hard that it hurts, right? We're just going to pull back on our fingers and hold. We want this muscle here to feel a little tension. All right, here we go. Same with the other hand. Let's just pull back. We just want this muscle here to feel a little tension. We're just going to pull and hold, not so much that it hurts. Just pull back and hold. And all right, we're ready to go. Okay, cool. So this song uses a variety of chords. It uses our C chord. It uses our F major chord. It uses G 7th chords, D minor. All right. So it uses a lot of chords, and sometimes the chords are going to come fast. Right. So let's do a quick review of the chords. And since this is a beginner level recording lesson, we won't go too fast through the song, and we'll use a simple, just single quarter note downstroke strumming pattern. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to bring up our chord chart, courtesy of Soundsmith Ukulele. And let me open this up. Here's our chord. All right. So I'll go through the whole chords. The first chord should be pretty familiar to everybody. It's the C major chord. Let's take our third finger and press down the 3rd fret of the first, and the other 3 strings, 2, 3, and 4, are open. Remember that the first string is the string farthest away from your chin, and the 4th string is the one closest to your chin. Okay, there we go. There's C. All right, I'm going to stretch back here. Where's F? There's our friend. Actually, we're going to show both our friends the F and G chords. F chord, take your first finger. In fact, I will open up my spotlight. First finger is going to press down at the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and your second finger is going to press down the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and we're going to press down, and there's our F chord. Let's make sure that your thumb is riding that invisible line down the back of the neck of your ukulele, and we want your thumb on the back of the neck, not up over the neck. You want to be able to move your hand across, so you're pressing down very directly with your fingertips on these chords. Okay, the G chord is your first finger is going to press down at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, your second finger at the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and your third finger at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and the 4th fret being open. Sounds like this. All right, let's go back. And what chords do we have coming next? G7. Whoops. Not the cycle effects, but the G7th chord. Let's open this up. There we go. There's G7. All right. Open up our first finger is going to be pressing down at the 1st fret of the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your 3rd finger is going to be set at the 2nd fret of the 1st string, leaving the 4th string open. There's G7. Sounds nice. It's a good chord. It's one of our primary chords. And we're going to work on, here's D minor. So this is a chord that might be new to some of you. It's a beautiful sounding chord. In this case, your first finger, okay, your second finger is going to press down at the second fret of the fourth string. And your third finger is going to press down at the second fret of the third string, leaving the first string open. There it is, D minor. All right. Okay, I'm going to close this. And let's go back. So remember what I said? I want your thumb to be riding down that invisible line going down the center of the back of the neck of your ukulele. Right? Let's keep your thumb on that line. Right? And so the thing about having your thumb on that line, as opposed to having your thumb up and clenching the fretboard of your uke, keep this here. It allows your hand to act as a hinge and allows your fingers to press down more directly on the fretboard. Okay, more directly on the fretboard, it leads to better tone, all right, and less thudding and muffling, thudding and buzzing, where your fingers are interfering with other strings. Okay, so press down directly on those strings. Okay, so let's go through our chords. C chord, third finger at the third fret of the first string. F chord, first finger at the first fret of the second string, second finger at the second fret of the fourth string. There it is. All right. G7, first finger stays on the first fret of the second string. Your second finger presses down at the second fret of the third string. Third finger presses down at the second fret of the first string. There's G7. All right. The G chord is what G7 would look like if it was looking at itself in the mirror. We're going to switch our hands around. First finger goes to the second fret of the third string. Second finger at the second fret of the first string. And your third finger at the third fret of the second string, leaving the fourth string open. And there you go. A great practice for the new uke player is practicing going from G to G7 and then back. It's not easy. There's no easier way around this. This requires muscle memory. All right? Get yourself practicing to the point at which you can move between those two chords without having to look at your fingers. All right? You know you're making progress when you go from G7 to G by feel, by muscle memory. All right? This is where you want to be. Okay? G7, it's nice to be able to flow between G7 and F because you can keep one finger in one place. You can float your fingers across between chords, and it means you can transition very smoothly. From G7 to go to C, you lift up your first two fingers and slide your third finger up to the third fret, and there's C. Okay. Now let's look at our brand new chord, D minor, which is going to be an important one for this song. Okay. D minor looks like this. All right. So first finger at the first fret of the second string, then second finger at the second fret of the fourth string. Third finger at the third fret, or the second fret of the third string. There we go. All right. Now this is where your third finger is tucking in underneath your second finger. If your thumb is on the back of the neck of the ukulele, it allows you to be able to move your hand a little bit towards the head of the ukulele to maybe give yourself just a little more room to press down. All right. There you go. So there we go. You want to be able to press down with your fingertips so there's no buzzing. You get a nice clean tone. Okay, there we go. Is there any other chords we need to know? Oh, there's an A minor chord in this song. Fortunately, it's one of those chords where we only need to press down one finger, one string. A minor is where you take your second finger and press down at the second fret of the fourth string. And there it is right there. Sad sounding chord. All right. All right, so now I'm going to bring up the chord sheet for the song Moonshadow, and let's take a look at it. All right, here we go. Take time, where is it? Here it is, right here. Okay. All right, Moonshadow. Let me get my spotlight out. Here's the spotlight. So here's all the chords we use. C, F, G7, G, A minor, D. We're not going to use D. We're not going to use the part of the song that uses the D chord. We're going to simplify the song a little bit. And here we have a new chord that we're going to use, the C add 4 or C suspended 4. And let's talk about this. So in some cases where you would like to move from C to F, all right, we can take a C chord and we can add in the F note to create what's called a suspension. All right, we take the chord C, we can add in the fourth note of the C scale, which is the F. So in this case, we're going to make our C major chord, third finger at the third string, at the third fret of the first string, and then we're going to drop our first finger down at the first fret of the second string, which is, that note is an F. So we're going to add an F. All right, we're going to add an F to the C chord, and tension. It creates a tension. Can you hear that? It creates some suspense. And it feels like it wants to be resolved, and it is resolved by returning back to C. All right? If I were to play C and then go to F, it's pretty and it's useful, but it doesn't create a sense of anticipation or suspense. And so, what if I do a suspension or an add 4? And that gives you the tonal sound of adding F, but it feels like it really wants to drop back down to C. And so this is how we use it. Listen to how we use this in the introduction to the song. All right, we're going to just do 4 downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So C, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do the add 4 or suspended 4. So then 1, 2 for 2 beats, and then come back to C, and then we go to F. 1, 2, 3, then G for a beat, and then back to C for 4 beats. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then add 4 for 2 beats, and then back to C for 2 beats. Now F for 3 beats, G for 1 beat, and then C for 4 beats. If G is tough for you, you can use a G7 here, and that sounds great too. You can use that as well. So that would go, for example, F for 3 beats, and then G7 for 1 beat, and then C, 2, 3, 4. All right? Okay, so let's do this again. Let's do a quick practice. We're just going to do our simple downstroke strum, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on C, and then 2 beats on C, add 4, C suspended 4, and then back to C. Now we can go back to F for 3 beats, G7 for 1 beat, and then C, 2, 3, 4. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, suspended 4, add 4, for 2 beats, then C for 2 beats, F for 3, G for 1 beat, and then C. 3 beats. Okay? Now, I'm going to move the song up a little bit. I think I'll add it up. Yeah, let's do this right here. We'll do this. Okay. Now, the chorus of the song, we start with the chorus. Let's turn the spotlight back on. Here's the chorus. And it goes like this. Oh, I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. All right, so that's how it goes at full speed. Let's take it a little slower. So we're going to start off on the C chord. Oh, I'm being followed by a... And then on Moon, we're going to play our 2 beats of our suspended 4, okay? And then 2 beats of C for Shadow. And in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop down the chord chart here so the chords are visible while I'm doing this. Here we go. So I'm going to start again. So I'm being followed by a, and then C add 4. We're going to remember you're playing the C chord and you're dropping your first finger down at the first fret of the second string to do this suspended or add 4. And then back to C for 2 beats, shadow. Now we're going to F, Moonshadow, Moonshadow. And you can just play C after shadow, but I like adding in the add 4 again. So I can play Moonshadow, Moonshadow. All right, or you can play it F, G7, C, C, and then add 4 and C for 2 beats. Right? You can use the add 4 suspension a lot. Or if you're beginning and you're really working on fingering the chords for the first time, you can keep the chords simple. So F, G, 7, C. All right. Now the third line is going to be leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. All right, let's try this again. In fact, why don't we try from the very beginning? Let's do that introduction. That happens once. 1, 2, C, then add 4, C. Now coming up on F, 3 beats, and then G for 1 beat, and then C. 2 being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. Leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. All right, now we're going to look down at our first verse. And I think I can fit this, so I can do that. Okay, so here's the first verse. And the chords are going to come pretty fast. And let's watch it. Here's where the D minor is. And on the next line of the chorus, there'll be D minor, G, C, and A minor. So take your time. We'll go slow. And this is really fun. It's fun practice moving between your chords, right? So it's going to start on the F chord. And if I ever lose my hands, lose my plow, lose my land. Oh, if I ever lose my hands, I won't have to work no more. All right, so the way we're going to F, and if I, then C, ever lose my hands, lose my plow, then D minor, let's take our time, get there. Lose my land. All right, there's G. You can play a G7 there if that's easier, but in this case it sounds closer to the recording if you play a full, like a regular G major chord there. All right, next line. And oh, if I ever lose my hands, then D minor, and then C, A minor, and then we're in the next line. I won't have to work no more. And on the no more, you can just stay on C, but it sounds really pretty to go over to C, do the add 4, a suspended 4, drop that first finger down at the first fret of the second string, and do the suspension. Can you feel how it creates a need for resolution? All right, so you play C, you play the suspension, and it really wants to resolve back down to the C. So it's a beautiful chord that allows to give the music more sort of forward movement. All right, okay, now let's go back to the beginning. We're going to do the intro, the chorus, and the first verse. Here we go. C chord, 4 beats. Add 4 for 2 beats. Back to C for 2 beats. Then F, 2, 3 for 3 beats. Then either G or G7 for 1 beat. And then C. All right. Oh, I'm being followed by a moon moonshadow, 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 leaping and hopping on a moonshadow, moonshadow, moonshadow. First verse. And if I ever lose my hands, lose my plow, lose my land, oh, if I ever lose my hands, oh, 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 I won't have to work no more. All right, now we're going to move up so we can see the next verse. Here we go. Okay, here we go. There's the next verse. And let's walk through the next verse. Same chords, all right? And the chords move fast. Here we go. And in fact, I'm going to let's take this up. And if I ever lose my eyes, if my colors, then D minor, all run dry, G major chord. Yes, if I ever lose my eyes, oh, 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 there's A minor, and now D minor, I won't have to cry no more. Let's do this one again. And if I ever lose my eyes, if my colors all run dry, yes, if I ever lose my eyes, oh, 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 I won't have to cry no more. All right. So now, if we go down, there's more to this song. Let's see. Oops. Here we go. Yep. There we come. And we have more verses. We're not going to do verse 5. We're going to do verses 3 and 4 here. All right? Okay. Here we go. So verse 3. And I won't moan and I won't beg. Oh, if I ever lose my legs. Oh, 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 I won't have to walk no more. Oh, I'm being followed by a moonshadow, 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 leaping and hopping on a moonshadow, moonshadow, moonshadow. Let me slide this down a little bit so that we can all see our choruses. There's the chorus up there. All right. And if I ever lose my mouth, yes, if I ever lose my mouth, oh, 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 I won't have to talk no more. Now back to the chorus. Hopefully you're getting the hang of moving between these chords, especially that C add 4, right? Yes, I'm being followed by a moonshadow, 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 leaping and hopping on a moonshadow, moonshadow, moonshadow. All right, so now there's an interlude. Interlude that looks very much like the opening of the song. We'll do this for 2 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And add 4 for 2 beats. Back to C. F for 3 beats. One more time. And then we do the chorus one more time. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the beginning of the song and let's play it all the way through. Okay? Let's play it all the way through. And here we go. Hopefully you can see that. This song, this arrangement of the song is available at ukesociety.com. And it's up on their songs archive. It's like a Google Drive. And you can find it there. and I arranged it, and so that's why we're playing it today. Okay, let's start for the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Then add 4. C. Now F for 3 beats. G or 7, G7 or G for 1 beat, and then C. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. Now first verse. And if I ever lose my hands, lose my plow, lose my land. Oh, if I ever lose my hands, I won't have to work no more. Oh, I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. Second verse. And if I ever lose my eyes, if my colors all run dry, yes, if I ever lose my eyes, I won't have to cry no more. And let's move on to the second page, which has the rest of the verses. And here we go. Chorus. Yes, I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. Now third verse. And if I ever lose my legs, I won't moan and I won't beg. Oh, if I ever lose my legs, I won't have to walk no more. Yes, I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. Now verse 4. And if I ever lose my mouth, all my teeth north and south, yes, if I ever lose my mouth, I won't have to talk no more. Now the interlude. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. Add 4. C. F. G. C. Yes, and now let's do the chorus one more time. Yes, I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. The outro. Moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. All right, and there we go. I'll turn this off. Hey, thanks for everyone. That'll be the end of the recorded part of our session today. We do this every Tuesday on Zoom, and hope you'll join us in the future. And this is all done on a pay-what-you-can basis. If you feel the ability to donate today, you can send a donation to paypal.me/ilovemusicandmath. paypal.me/ilovemusicandmath. And I put these up on Bear Creek Interactive's YouTube channel, and you can find it there. A subscribe and a follow on YouTube is always much appreciated, as well as a like to our Facebook page. So thanks. We'll see you next time.